Imagine someone who can look at your face and know exactly what you're feeling. Before you've said a single word, they can read your fear, your loneliness, your need to be liked, your soft spots, all of it instantly. But here's the part that should make your skin crawl. They feel absolutely nothing about it. That's not a movie villain. That's a real category of person, and the science behind how they see you is genuinely unsettling. We're taught a comforting little lie about psychopaths, that they simply have no empathy, that they're emotionally blind, cold robots who can't understand people. So you'll spot them by their coldness, but that's not what the research actually shows, and the truth is far more disturbing. Because empathy isn't one thing, it's two, and they live in different parts of your brain. The first kind is called affective empathy. That's the feeling kind. When you see someone cry and your own chest tightens when a friend describes their pain and you actually ache a little with them. That's your emotional break. It's the thing that makes hurting people feel bad to you because their pain becomes, briefly, your pain. The second kind is called cognitive empathy, and this one is completely different. This is the ability to read what someone is feeling, to look at a face and know it's anxious or flattered or afraid without feeling any of it yourself. It's not emotion. It's perception like radar. In most people, these two run together. You read the emotion and you feel it zipped up as one smooth experience. You barely notice they're separate. But in psychopathy, the zipper comes undone. Here's the crucial finding from the neuroscience, and it's the opposite of what you've been told. In psychopathy, cognitive empathy is often intact, sometimes excellent, while affective empathy is the part that's broken. Read that again. The radar still works perfectly. It's the feeling that's gone. So a psychopath isn't someone who can't understand you. It's someone who understands you completely and isn't moved by any of it. They can see the exact shape of your pain with total clarity and stay perfectly, glassily calm. And this is where it stops being abstract and starts being dangerous. Think about what reading people is actually for. For most of us, we read someone's sadness so we can comfort them. We notice someone's discomfort so we can ease it. Our radar is wired straight to our conscience. But if you unplug the feeling, if you keep the radar and cut the brake, that same skill points somewhere else entirely. Researchers have a name for this. They call it antisocial empathy. And the finding is chilling. Psychopaths possess the ability to read emotions. They just use it to hurt, where everyone else uses it to help. Same information, opposite purpose. Picture a stranger crouched and crying on the sidewalk. Most people feel a pull to help. A psychopath can look at that exact same vulnerability and see an opening. They're reading the same signal you are. They're just doing something completely different with it. And there's a reason they can sometimes read that signal even better than you can. It comes down to focus. When you look at someone in distress, your own emotions flood in. You get uncomfortable. You look away. You feel a version of their pain, and it clouds your judgment. A psychopath doesn't get that flood. Nothing clouds the picture. So they can study your fear the way you'd study a chessboard, coldly, patiently, without flinching. There's another piece to this, and it's one of the oldest findings in the field. It's called the low-fear hypothesis. Psychopaths simply don't feel the normal jolt of fear and anxiety that the rest of us live with. They can stay calm in situations that would flood you with dread, and calm people observe more, while you're nervous and self-conscious in a tense moment. Missing details, they're relaxed, watching everything. Reading the room while you're lost in your own racing heartbeat. Now, an important truth, because this is where the myth gets dangerous in the other direction. This does not mean psychopaths are superhuman mind readers. They actually tend to be worse at recognizing certain emotions, especially fear and sadness in others. And this is not a diagnosis you can hand out. It's a pattern from group studies, not a scan that labels the stranger across from you. Most people who are good at reading others are not psychopaths at all. They're just perceptive and kind. But the core insight stands, and it's worth sitting with, the thing we use to reassure ourselves. I'll know one because they'll seem cold and clueless, is exactly backwards the most socially skilled person in the room. The one who seems to just get you, who says the perfect thing, who makes you feel instantly understood. That feeling of being understood is not proof that someone cares about you. Being read and being cared for feel almost identical from the inside, and that, more than anything, is the unsettling part. We assume that anyone who understands our pain must, on some level, share it. That reading and feeling come together. For most people, they do, but not for everyone. And you can't tell, just from being understood, which kind of person is doing the understanding.